shall we begin?
Let's begin now.
Alright, welcome back to part 2. This is as far as the build had got. We got up to part 11, which was the construction of the cab. This is the build as it stands. We left it with the big claw at the back had been finished and done. Some of the interior work on the cab had been done, and like I say, we were moving on to part 11, which was the construction of the cab itself. So we're going over and we'll have a look at part 11 and we'll get cracked on. Right, part 11. This is mainly the construction of the actual cab itself. Now, there's a lot of painting to be done on all of these to get the glass and everything in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to construct all of these because they all need painting, and it's going to take quite a while to do this. And also I'm going to do 11, 12 and 13 and actually assemble the cab itself. I don't foresee any problems with it, so what I should do, I shall get on now because I can see a good day on this, a real good day. I shall get all these assembled and then we'll come back and we'll have a little look. Okay, well, almost completed cab. I spent the whole day on this. As you can see, I've got the glass in all the way around. I should try and do this so you get see most of it. It's very, as you can see, you don't really see a lot through. Well, there's quite a bit you do see through the windows, but once you put the roof on, you know, it's pretty. And the camera focuses. You know, you don't really get to see a lot in there. Let's see if we can turn that round, and then if the camera's going to play. I mean, I did spend a bit of time doing a bit of detailing, just in case you could see through the windows, which ain't come up too bad. But there's one thing I will say: if you are going to have the top off on this, there is a lot of injector mark pins. There is fucking hundreds of them. You can see there's 1, 2, 3. I mean, I opted not to fill and sand them because you can't see them through the windows. So, but they're all over the place. There's behind the back of the seats, on the top here. So this is one thing that you've got to keep in mind if you're going to have the top off, is the amount of, you know, of these you've got to fill in. Let's see, I mean, you've got them down here as well. I mean, they are all over the place, you know. So that's the one thing that spoils it for me. If you was going to have the top off to show the interior, would be you'd have to have a lot of work to sort them out. But I suppose that's, you know, at the end of the day, they can't hide every injector pin mark, so hey ho, that's the way it goes. But all in all, it all went together extremely nicely. I had no issues with it. You will notice I've put the glass in. Now, I did a little bit of a cheat on the glass. If I can leave that to one side. The glass comes in with this plastic covering on it. So what I've done, I've cut them out, removed one layer of the film, and then the other layer of film I've left on, but I've faced that outwards. so I face that outwards. So this here has got that plastic film on. Theory being that when I spray, I can get my scalpel and just very gently go all the way round and cut that all the way round, and then I can just peel that off. I mean, I was going to do it with masking tape, but masking tape has got a tendency of leaving a bit of residue on the glass, and you've got to muck about then trying to clear it up. But at least with this transfer film that they cover this clear parts with, you don't get that. So that can be on there for as long as you want, and there's going to be no issues. And that's the theory behind it. I have done it a couple of times on other bits and pieces, and it does work. And I'm just hoping it's going to work on this using that film. If it works, I'm going to have nice clean cut windows, which I'll be really pleased about. So all in all, that's where she stands now. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm quite happy with what you can see through the windows, and I'm just generally happy with it, full stop. So I'm going to go across now to the destructions, and we'll have a look on what we've got to do next. Right, back on the destructions. 14. Only 3 bits to go on, so I'm going to get these 3 bits on. We'll have a quick look, and then we'll shift on to the next one. Right, number 14, which was the fitting of this back section here and this little side panel. And I had my first fit issue. I had a little tiny gap at the top here, which I had to put some filler in. I have to write to Ming and complain. Turning around the other side, and we had this side put on as well. So she's sort of got some sort of like shoulder pads now at the back there. It's starting to look quite bored and butch. Right, we'll go across to the destructions and see what we've got next. Okay, all the parts on number 15 have been now completed, which are lots of little bits. The little grab handles, this bit around the window. I don't know if that's armour, or I ain't quite sure what it is, but that bit and that bit's on. I had a little issue with the handles. The carpet monster had them, so I made some new ones out of wire. So there, all the little bits have been done on there, and by the look of it, I've got all little bits on the other side. So we'll go across to the destructions and have a look. Right, the destructions. Number 16. It's again just all bits and pieces around. I've got one window to put in on the bottom here, and it's mainly this sort of shoulder padding to go around the windows to make it look big. So I'm going to get on with that, and we'll come back and we'll have a little look and move on. Right, 16 done. All the bits. We got the big shoulder pads on the back here. That's been put on. We've also got some small bits and pieces that have been put in around here, and around this side we've got one of the little windows, and that was it for number 16. So I think we've got to go across and have a look at 17. Okay, number 17, just a load more bits. Oh Jesus Christ, look at the amount of handles I've got to put on. Right, this is more sort of shoulder padding for around the windows. That, I think that completes it right the way round then. 2 more windows to go in. That gets that finished. Right, that's it. I'm cracking on. Right, part 17, I'm not going to linger too long, but it was basically the little windows here, this piece of shoulder padding and handles. So that was number 17, so we'll shift across now and have a look at number 18. Right, number 18, like I say, not going to linger too long because they're only small little bits. Roof, and just mainly bits and pieces, handles, grab handles. The roof's going to go on, and that's going to be glued down because I'm not having the roof removable. And the hatch at the top. So I'm going to get on with them, we'll come back, we'll have a quick look, and we'll move on. Right, section 18, which I ain't going to dwell on too long, but I'll just quickly run through what went on. The drop down walkways, they've all been put on. There's some little tiny bits that have been put on here and here, which are not really noticeable. All the grab handles they've been put on. Also the little number plates in a little bit of photo edge. As you can see, the hatch is on the top. I've left this so it'll open and close. That's about the only bit I have done. The top's been fixed down, and the winching eyes, they've been put on as well. That is about it. So I'm going to go close now to the next section and we'll see what that's got. Right, step 19 on. There's a few bits I'm not going to be doing on this. I'm not going to be putting these little grills on because these parts are glass, and I shall put them on when I've finished all the spraying, which is natural. I will be putting this piece on, and I gather they're aerials for some shape or size. The same that side, I'm going to leave them grills off and the lenses. On the top I should do all these little bits. That bit's already been done. Somehow I've managed to achieve that before I even got to it. So there's not very many bits on that. So what I'm going to do, I'll turn the page. Now, number 20 is the cutting of the hoses for all the hydraulics. Now, they're in nice black rubber, so I'm not going to cut them and fit them because when you spray, they're going to get sprayed the same colour, which wouldn't look right to me. So I'm not going to be doing that. 21, I will assemble the fuel cans or water cans, whatever they are, and the machine gun, and get that positioned on. And to be honest with you, I'll combine them and what was it? Was it 19? Yeah, 19. I shall combine all them bits together because there's only a few bits and I want to get good value for money for me 15 minutes. Number 22 is the cab being put on. Now I'm not going to fix the cab down. I'll keep that separate because it'll be easier for spraying and everything else. So I'm going to go off and get all these bits done. We'll come back and have a look, and then we'll move on to the next bit. Okay, part 19. I've put all the small bits on the top, and they are small bits. The two aerials at the back, they've been put on. What else have we done? We'll turn it. We've got the stowage for the either water cans or diesel cans or petrol cans, whatever they're carrying. The machine gun's been done. So that's all the little bits that have been done now. So we're going to shift across now to, I think, we'll have a look, I think it's 21. Okay, I lied there. 21 we've already completed. 22, well, that's just putting the actual cab onto the main body, which I'm not going to do because I want that separate so it's easier for spraying. So we go over to number 23 when the camera focuses. Now 23 is again putting the hydraulic hoses onto everything, which I'm going to leave until I've sprayed, so it leaves it all nice and clean. And then we start getting into some interesting bits. Is actually assembling the bogies and getting the tracks on. And I'm afraid to say this is where I'm going to have to leave it, because I'm just about hit my 15 minutes. So this will be on the next update, and I'll just say thank you very much for sitting through this build so far, as if you're just awake. So I shall see you on the next update, which will be number 3, I think. So thanks ever so much.